Ryan.
Wow! We'll get that growl going today, folks. Why not? Quite a market. Always love those interests. S&P's up by 27 points. We got a market on fire, folks. It's not stopping. S&P's up by 0.4%. Thanks so much for tuning in to kick off your afternoon right here at TFNN. And we got markets green right now with the S&P's record prices at 69.35, up by 0.4%. NASDAQ 100. How about it? Now, NVIDIA's approaching $5 trillion, folks. $5 trillion. Yeah, Apple and Microsoft getting a lot of attention as they're flirting with the 4 trillion mark, but we have the NASDAQ 100 up by 0.9%, 26,199. The Dow up by 0.6%. We eclipsed 48,000 briefly. We're back under that number, 47,985. And the Russell lagging off by 0.5%. You jump to yields. So the Fed is in focus. Tomorrow, a decision. All but certain the market is that they'll cut by 25 basis points. We get the 4-year at 4.98. You jump over to the dollar 98.65 right now. After the bell today, folks, you kick off the big tech earnings. Meta and Google. Okay, Meta shares up by 0.2%. Google shares quite a run. Pre-market to 272. That's an all-time high open. All-time high open. We're trading right now negative by 0.4%. So Meta and Google after the bell today. Microsoft, as I mentioned, they have their numbers tomorrow. Make sure I'm not getting anything to do with the air. And when you jump over to it, there's the headline to kick things off. OpenAI completes the for-profit transition, pushing Microsoft above that 4 trillion valuation. Now, let's see where we are right now. I think you're just over it for Microsoft. 4.04 trillion for Microsoft. You jump over to Apple shares. Now, we've been here before in terms of these companies hitting it. Apple shares, did we hit it yet? 3.996. Yeah, we probably did. We're close enough. We're just off the highs. Apple shares. So Apple and Microsoft hit 4 trillion, and NVIDIA, my goodness, it's not stopping. Look at this as I go on the air. Now, folks, NVIDIA has approximately 25 billion shares outstanding. I think it's 24 and change. 24.347 billion shares outstanding, okay? The stock's up $10. 250 billion in market cap added today alone, and we might hit it while we're on the air, folks. We only need $4. $4 is all we need to get a $5 trillion company. Whew. Look at this run today alone. My goodness, we put this thing on a weekly. NVIDIA. Let's check out the volume. It is not stopping. Now, this is a weekly. We're only in Tuesday. Let's check out the daily. Yeah, it's going to be a big number today. That's a monthly, excuse me. Yeah, look at that number. There it is. Nope, that's a 4-hour. I'll get there. There we go. 218 million shares already today. That's how you like to break highs. And look at this. So the highs out here, it's going to probably do it. You got this huge pullback from October 10th. 268 million shares. Okay, that's the high. And today you might do it. Do you know how hard it is to break that high and to do it with volume when you do 270 million shares? And today they might do it. You're at 219 million, and we got almost a full hour trading, and you're up by 5.2% for NVIDIA shares. Whew. And Microsoft. All right, so the deal with OpenAI. Microsoft, they own 27% of the new public benefit corporation that's owned within part of the ownership of the nonprofit. The nonprofit, the conversion will grant. Yeah, it's a similar stake for OpenAI. Let's see where that number is. Yeah, the conversion will grant OpenAI's nonprofit parent a stake worth $130 billion, with the ability to get more ownership as the for-profit becomes more valuable. So that's the deal that kicks it off, and that's one variable taken out of the equation, and Microsoft shares spiked to 557. We're at 544. Big numbers, man. And NVIDIA. Whew. So what do we got to get to? We got to get to about Look at this. It's not stopping. We might get there. You only need, what, 85 billion. That's $3.50. So call it $4 and change. 205 and change. Get you to a $5 trillion company. It's not hard to do when you're adding $250 billion a day. Quite a run. All right, let's jump over to gold. Gold, we drive down to 39.01 in the pre-market. We've saved itself a bit. You're down by 1.3%. You check out the volume on a daily basis. We got some selling going on, folks. Okay, last week we had some selling. Yesterday we had some selling. And you're going to have a day that breaks yesterday's with some volume. So I don't think the volatility to the downside is stopping just yet. We'll see. We're going to talk to our man Basil Chapman coming up after the first break. We'll talk to our man Tim Ward at 3:30 as well. But gold in focus off by another $52 on Tuesday trading. Silver holding up a little bit better. All right, look at the weekly on silver. You make that high, you do it with volume. Silver's got some selling on those red days as well, though. Selling off the top, selling on the acceleration a week ago. And we're bouncing on a little bit lighter volume. Platinum up about $4. Look at platinum on the intraday basis. How's that for you? Down to 1,500, and we're back to 1,588. Talk about some volatility this morning. You jump over to crude, right at $60 to the penny right now on crude. Lower prices off of $1.31 right now. And Amazon up by 1.5%. We jump over to some of the other movers today. UPS out with their numbers. They got layoffs. The market likes it. Up by 7.4% for UPS right now. Look at PayPal giving it back. So PayPal, they're going to be one of the first companies, not one of, they're going to be the first company intertwined right into ChatGPT. They beat their numbers, they trade higher, but boy, story of expectations, I guess. Quite the give back. Trade right to the top of that range. All right, folks, we got markets making records across the board right now. We got NVIDIA pushing $5 trillion. We're coming back with our man Basil Chapman. Don't go away.